In this video, you will learn about the 6 most deadly substances that the big food multinationals use that are slowly killing you. Coming up, you will learn about the root causes of obesity, which is killing us rapidly, that no one is talking about. Make sure you stay till the end to learn about the deadly statistics that will blow your mind. Please like this video and subscribe to the Healthmatics YouTube channel where we talk about health and well-being. Let's dive right in.
Number 1. Sugar.
Sugar consumption is something one's body systems can handle. However, excessive sugar overwhelms our body systems, and sadly, the big food multinational corporations don't care. Excessive sugar consumption has been linked to an increased risk of heart disease, with studies showing that individuals who consume large amounts of added sugars are more likely to develop heart conditions. Sugar is highly addictive, activating reward centers in the brain similarly to drugs like cocaine, which can lead to cravings and compulsive overeating.
The idea that sugar is addictive is very controversial, and in the nutrition world there's been this kind of idea that we're just rational human beings that choose to eat various foods, and some of us like sugar too much. But to me, my personal experience is that I was a sugar addict. In fact, if I go out and I have some sugar, I want more, and I want more and more and more. And I develop tolerance, and I feel these withdrawal symptoms. I get craving for it. I can't concentrate. I get restless. I get irritable. To me, it's a full-blown addiction.
Consuming too much sugar has been associated with a higher risk of developing certain types of cancer, including breast, colon, and pancreatic cancer. Sugar can contribute to skin aging by damaging collagen and elastin fibers, leading to wrinkles and sagging skin. High sugar intake has been linked to impaired cognitive function and a higher risk of dementia and Alzheimer's disease in older adults. The sugar industry has historically funded research to downplay the health risks of sugar consumption, leading to misinformation and confusion about its effects on health. Added sugars are hidden in many processed foods and beverages, even those marketed as healthy or low-fat, contributing to overconsumption and weight gain. Sugar consumption has been linked to an increased risk of depression and anxiety, as well as mood swings and irritability due to fluctuations in blood sugar levels. Excessive sugar intake can disrupt hormone balance, leading to insulin resistance, metabolic syndrome, and an increased risk of type 2 diabetes. Despite being a major contributor to obesity and related health issues, sugar is often overlooked as a significant dietary factor in public health campaigns, highlighting the need for greater awareness and education on its dangers.
We consume triple to quadruple the amount of sugar per day that our body can actually metabolize rationally. We are overdosed. Of the 600,000 items in the grocery store, 74% of them are spiked with added sugar, added by the industry for its own purposes, not for yours. The fact is that the food industry knows that when they add it, you buy more, because they know that it's got an addictive quality to at least a percentage of the population. Some scientists say, sugar's a food. You can't be addicted to food because food's necessary for survival. But is sugar a food? Can you name me an energy source that is completely vestigial to human, animal, and any other life on this planet, and when consumed in excess, causes damage to your cells, to your organs, to your body, and shortens your lifespan, yet we love it anyway? And the answer is, oh yeah, you can. It's called alcohol. Alcohol is an energy source. Alcohol has calories, but it's not nutrition. Well, guess what? Sugar is an energy source. Sugar has calories, but it's not nutrition. Leptin. And leptin is made by your fat cells and goes to your brain and tells your brain, you've had enough, and you shouldn't eat so much. And for 50,000 years, leptin worked very well. And then it stopped working about 30, 40 years ago. And the question was, why? We knew that it wasn't because we weren't making enough leptin. We weren't leptin deficient. If anything, we were making too much leptin, but the leptin wasn't getting to the brain. That's called leptin resistance. The reason for leptin resistance is the hormone insulin. Insulin blocks the signal from leptin getting to the brain to tell you you've had enough. So then that fosters the next question. Okay, if insulin's the bad guy in the story, why is insulin now high? Why is insulin going up? Why do each of us release 2 to 4 times the amount of insulin today that we did, say, 40 years ago? And that I can sum up in one word: sugar.
Number 2, high fructose corn syrup.
High fructose corn syrup, HFCS, is an artificial sugar made from corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup, HFCS, is about 55% fructose, a type of sugar. It takes your body more steps to break down fructose compared to glucose. High amounts of this sugar can lead to serious health issues. High fructose corn syrup, HFCS, consumption has been linked to an increased risk of fatty liver disease, a condition that can progress to liver cirrhosis and liver failure if left untreated. Research suggests that HFCS may contribute to insulin resistance and metabolic syndrome, both of which are risk factors for type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease. HFCS consumption has been associated with higher levels of uric acid in the blood, which can lead to gout, a painful form of arthritis characterized by joint inflammation. Studies have found a correlation between HFCS intake and an elevated risk of obesity, with some research suggesting that the body metabolizes HFCS differently than other sugars, leading to increased fat storage. Despite being a common sweetener in processed foods and beverages, HFCS has been linked to a variety of adverse health effects, including inflammation, oxidative stress, and an increased risk of certain cancers, highlighting the importance of moderation and awareness in dietary choices.
We have the innate capacity to metabolize fructose to a point. Once you get above that, the liver becomes overwhelmed, can't burn it faster than it's coming in. And so the liver has an escape valve where it turns it into liver fat. And then that liver fat has to be exported out as triglyceride, which can cause heart disease or also contribute to obesity. Or maybe it won't be exported out and will stay in the liver, and now you've got non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and you have the start of type 2 diabetes, hypertension. Your insulin goes up, that can drive cancer progression. And we now know that insulin resistance at the liver is at least associated, if not the cause of, dementia as well.
Number 3, fat.
Consuming excessive amounts of unhealthy fats, such as trans fats and saturated fats, can significantly raise the levels of LDL cholesterol in the blood, increasing the risk of heart disease and stroke. According to the World Health Organization, cardiovascular diseases account for approximately 17.9 million deaths globally each year, with dietary factors including high fat intake playing a significant role. Trans fats, commonly found in fried foods, baked goods, and processed snacks, have been linked to an increased risk of coronary heart disease, leading to an estimated 500,000 deaths annually worldwide. Saturated fats, abundant in foods like red meat, cheese, and butter, can raise LDL cholesterol levels and contribute to the development of atherosclerosis, a condition characterized by the buildup of plaque in the arteries. A meta-analysis published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that replacing just 5% of daily calories from saturated fats with polyunsaturated fats could reduce the risk of coronary heart disease by 25%. High-fat diets have been associated with an elevated risk of obesity and type 2 diabetes, with studies showing that excessive fat consumption can lead to insulin resistance and impaired glucose metabolism. Obesity-related conditions, including type 2 diabetes, hypertension, and certain cancers, contribute to an estimated 2.8 million deaths annually worldwide, underscoring the impact of dietary fat on public health. Research suggests that diets high in saturated fats may increase the risk of Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia, potentially accelerating cognitive decline in older adults. Please support our work by liking this video and subscribing to our channel, Healthmatics.
It has 51 grams of fat, 25 grams of saturated fat, and 5 grams of salt. If you eat this one wrap, then you shouldn't be eating anything in the day, even a bread. If you show it to a mother who is not aware about these issues, the mother will buy this for her child. This is the worst kind of corporate responsibility you can think about. where they give an image of healthy food, but the food is not healthy.
Number 4. Vegetable oil.
Vegetable oils, often high in omega-6 fatty acids, have been linked to increased inflammation in the body, contributing to chronic diseases such as heart disease and arthritis. The overconsumption of vegetable oils, particularly those high in polyunsaturated fats like soybean and corn oil, has been associated with an imbalance in omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids, which may promote inflammatory processes. A study published in the British Medical Journal found that replacing saturated fats with vegetable oils did not reduce the risk of heart disease mortality and may even increase it. High intake of vegetable oils has been linked to an elevated risk of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD, a condition affecting approximately 25% of the global population. The refining process used to produce many vegetable oils involves high heat and chemical solvents which can generate harmful compounds like trans fats and lipid oxidation products, known to promote inflammation and oxidative stress. Vegetable oils are often used in deep frying, leading to the formation of toxic compounds such as acrylamide and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, which have been linked to cancer risk. Excessive consumption of vegetable oils has been associated with an increased risk of weight gain and obesity, with some studies suggesting a correlation between their intake and higher body mass index, BMI. Research indicates that vegetable oils, particularly those rich in linoleic acid, may impair insulin sensitivity and contribute to the development of type 2 diabetes.
Number 5. Salt.
Big food multinationals just love salt because they know it can hook people onto their food. Excessive salt intake is a major risk factor for hypertension, a condition affecting over 1.13 billion people worldwide, according to the World Health Organization. Consuming high levels of salt can lead to fluid retention and increased blood volume, putting strain on the heart and arteries and raising the risk of heart disease and stroke. The American Heart Association recommends no more than 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day, yet the average American consumes around 3,400 milligrams daily, primarily from processed foods. Salt sensitivity varies among individuals, but studies suggest that even modest reductions in salt intake can lead to significant decreases in blood pressure, reducing the risk of cardiovascular events. Excessive salt consumption has been linked to kidney damage, including kidney stones and impaired kidney function, affecting millions of people worldwide. High salt intake may also exacerbate bone loss and increase the risk of osteoporosis, particularly in older adults, by promoting the excretion of calcium in the urine. Salt-rich diets have been associated with an increased risk of stomach cancer, with research indicating that salt may directly damage the stomach lining and promote the growth of Helicobacter pylori bacteria, a known risk factor for gastric cancer. Salt can contribute to water pollution and ecosystem damage when excess sodium from agriculture and road salt runoff enters water bodies, harming aquatic life and disrupting ecosystems.
Number 6. Refined starch.
Refined starch is a carbohydrate that has been processed to remove the bran and germ, leaving behind a product with a finer texture and longer shelf life but fewer nutrients. Refined starches, like those found in white bread and pastries, can spike blood sugar levels rapidly, leading to increased insulin resistance over time. Regular consumption of refined starches has been linked to a higher risk of type 2 diabetes, with studies showing a significant correlation between intake and incidence. The refining process strips away fiber and nutrients from starches, leaving behind empty calories that offer little nutritional value. Research suggests that diets high in refined starches may contribute to inflammation in the body, which is associated with various chronic diseases, including heart disease and cancer. Refined starches can promote weight gain and obesity due to their high glycemic index, which can lead to overeating and reduced feelings of fullness. Excessive consumption of refined starches has been linked to an increased risk of metabolic syndrome, a cluster of conditions that raise the risk of heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes. Refined starches can disrupt gut health by promoting the growth of harmful bacteria and reducing the diversity of beneficial microbes in the digestive tract. The overconsumption of refined starches has been associated with an elevated risk of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD, a condition characterized by the accumulation of fat in the liver. Studies have shown that diets rich in refined starches may negatively impact cognitive function and increase the risk of cognitive decline and dementia in older adults. Despite their widespread availability and popularity, refined starches offer little satiety and can lead to cravings for more high-calorie, low-nutrient foods, perpetuating unhealthy eating habits and contributing to the global obesity epidemic. In conclusion, the big food companies do not care about your health, which is the #1 reason money has become their ultimate priority. However, it is your responsibility to make better choices for a better life. This is all we have for you today. Please like this video and subscribe to the Healthmatics YouTube channel. Catch you later and stay safe.